Hey guys, Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Titans Return Deluxe Class Terracon ? Mindwipe. This, of course, brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, as well as my good buddy wmpyr from many moons ago. Click the link in the description below. Head on over to his channel, give him a follow if you're into all kinds of cool martial arts, and I think he does horror movie stuff too. But yeah, man, a vampire bat transformer. Ain't that something? That said, I have to make my Michael Bay comparison because this guy was in the Bayverse, at least in a subline. It was called Nest, N-E-S-T. It was a subline from the Revenge of the Fallen line, and in that line he was a stealth bomber, but still had a lot of the vampiric elements and the creepy Dr. Claw voice in the Hasbro website miniseries they made for those toys. Hence why every time I refer to him I say Mindwipe. It's just how it is. That said, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look, see at all he has to offer in terms of accessories. Starting off with his little blaster here. And whatever the Sam Hill this is, this looks like some kind of shield or something. Almost looks like a combiner foot. But it's got a peg hole for the gun on it. You could store this in here. I tend to just do this. And then fold the peg doesn't actually fold up inside this thing, but you can do that. And now he's got some kind of weird arm shield thing. That said, there are more than one Terracon ? Is that what these guys refer to or what? I'm not 100% sure. They just look very Halloween-y to me, so I decided screw it, I'll bust them out. But we got Weird Wolf here. Right there. And Skull Crusher. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat that all three of these guys have their own respected quote-unquote QC issues. Especially Skull Crusher and Weird Wolf, Wolfwire. He's got two names because of some stupid licensing thing. But I will tell you, I love them nonetheless. They are very cool. They're not the worst figures in the world, but they are not perfect. But at any rate, getting the two of them out of here. The main gimmick with this Titans Return line, if you remember, because it is like 10 years old now, was that every figure, including the deluxes, were headmasters. So you just fold the little legs out. It's got little teeny arms. And there you have Mindwipe's Headmaster. I don't know if the Headmasters have different names from the respected robots, but there you go. I mean, we've looked at the Pretenders on this channel. Trying to think, did we look at another obscure Decepticon faction? I don't think so, but you know, it's kind of around that time they started doing more gimmicky Transformers, which, you know, you got to keep things interesting. But snapping this in, they do snap in pretty well. Be careful you don't snap like the pegs. Doesn't feel like it, but you know, just be mindful of that. His back can open to store the Headmaster if you want to do that. That's mostly for transformation though. But as far as articulation goes on this guy, his head will of course turn. And the Headmasters are tight enough, they don't seem to want to pop apart or anything. His shoulders go up and down, forward and back. Not the tightest thing, but definitely not the loosest. He does have double jointed elbows, which is surprising for a deluxe class. You can crunch those all the way up, but that's mostly for transformation. He does have a bicep swivel. His hands will actually hinge up and down, which is the appropriate hinge for holding stuff. He does have a waist twist. A lot of deluxes nowadays don't even have a freaking waist twist, so that's nice. His legs can kick up, back down. They can kick out, back down. He does have a thigh cut, single jointed knee. And then he does have some hinge back and forth in the feet. Now the cool thing with this guy is that the wings from his vampire bat mode can actually flip out a little bit. These are little sections, obviously, so you can kind of give him bat wings. This one is pretty warped from storage. I'm gonna have to heat that up, straighten that out, maybe, if that's possible. But it looks cool. I dig it. Got the big bat head sticking off his butt there, but kind of meant to have these collapsed inward. So at any rate, that is Mindwipe, or should I say Mindwipe, in a nutshell. He's cool. He's probably my second favorite. My first favorite, and you probably have an idea who that is. I will say, looseness is a thing with these figures, unfortunately. Except I think Wolfwire is not very loose, but the other two do suffer from some looseness. This guy in the feet and the shoulders, Skull Crusher's way worse though. Like, we'll get to that, but at any rate, there he is. And we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith right there, and the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone. Almost looks like Mindwipe has the Pop Spawn collar thing going on, doesn't he? So that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from your typical Transformers issues, and in this guy's case, the PVC, a little sticky in places, I really do dig good old Mindwipe here, especially in robot mode. Vampire bat mode, on the other hand, we'll talk about it. But as far as this goes, the only major gripe I have with this guy, other than the PVC pieces, is his weird blaster shield thing, and his 3mm ports being particularly looser than average. But I suppose there are fixes for that, and maybe someday I will commission someone to do that. But at any rate, before we wrap this up, I think it is time now that we move right along and take a look at good old Mindwipe's Vampire Bat Mode. And as promised, here's good old Mindwipe in his Bat Mode. Betty, Betty, Bet, Betty, Betty, Bet, 1, 2, 3, go! And, well, it's not the best. Although I do know they reused this mold for Draculus, the Universal Monsters crossover figure, which I still don't have for some frickin' reason. But at any rate, no real articulation on this guy, but if we bring in Weird Wolf right here, or Wolfwire, whichever you prefer, and Skull Crusher, who is of the crocodilian variety, you can see that he looks pretty cool with his Terracon compatriots. Fortunately, these are the only two I have, because the other ones are box set exclusives, and I'm not going to buy a box of 6 figures for, like, one I want. Taking a closer look at Mindwipe. It's an attempt. It's a thing. It exists. I'll respect the effort, but it's not great. It's not great at all. Like, what are these legs? What are these legs? What are these wings? What is this? I hit puberty. They're so weird. Needless to say, his robot mode outshines this, like, hands down. And then this piece tends to pop off sometimes. But it's cool, I guess. You can kind of pose the wings a little bit, but not a ton. It is what it is, I'm afraid. But at any rate, that is Mindwipe Vampire Bat Mode, we'll call it, in a nutshell. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.